All right, so when you flip over the back of the notes, now it says, what if you were given 2 points? So if you're given 2 points, remember the whole goal is to find a slope and it's to find a beginning point. So we know how to find the beginning point in that last video. And do you know how to find the slope? You should, right? Change in y over change in x. So when you're given 2 points, you can still put it into y equals mx plus b form. You got to find your slope and you got to find your y-intercept. So it's a two-step process. Step 1, use the slope formula. Remember, the slope formula can be m equals change in y over change in x, or you can set up a table and look for your change in y and your change of x. Okay, either one is acceptable and is fine with me. After you find your slope, then we're going to use y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, or we go back to just using the y equals mx plus b, where we plug and chug, right? We plug in some numbers and we chug out an answer. All right, so let's do an example. And of course it doesn't work. All right, so let's do number 7. I'm going to expand that to 150 because we got a lot of work to do here. Not a lot, but you know. All right, so I'm going to remember, my whole goal is to find my slope and to find my beginning point, because then I can just plug it into y equals mx plus b, right? It's the whole goal. So over here, I'm going to first identify my slope. So I have -3, 7 is the first ordered pair. The second ordered pair is 1 and -1. So how do we get from 7 to -1? We subtract 8. And how do we get from -3 to 1? We're going to add 4. So now my slope is -8 over 4, which reduces to m equals -2. So my slope is -2. So now I have solved half the problem. My m is -2. So now I'm just going to be solving for b. All right, so I'm halfway there. Again, I don't care how you do it. If you like the slope-intercept form, that's fine. If you prefer y equals mx plus b, that's fine too. I typically refer to y equals mx plus b because I don't want to have to remember another formula. So I'm just going to plug in some values. And do you think it matters which point I use? It doesn't, because everything's on the same line. So as long as those points are in the same line, we're still going to get the same beginning point, and of course it's going to have the same slope. So I'm going to use this point. Somebody else can use that point. And let's see. Let's do girls use this point, boys use this point. So work through it and see if we get the same answer. So I'm going to use this one, and I get -1 equals -2 times 1 plus b. -1 equals -2 plus b. I'm going to add 2 on both sides, and I get b equals 1. So boys, you should have gotten b equals 1 by using -3 and 7. Girls, you should have gotten +1 by using 1 and -1. We all get the same. So now that it's identified, now I'm going to plug it in to y equals -2x plus 1. And we all get the slope, same slope-intercept equation. All right, let's do another one. Let's do number 9. All right, and hopefully you can pause it and then come back. All right, so you're back. And now I'm going to use 2, -1, 4, -6. So how do you get from -1 to -6? You subtract 5. That's my change in y. And how do you get from 2 to 4? You add 2. So my slope is change in y over change in x. So my slope then is -5 over 2. So I'm halfway done. My slope is -5 over 2. I just need to find the beginning point. So I'm going to use the formula y equals mx plus b. That's what I go to. And again, it doesn't matter what point I'm going to use, so I'm going to use this one right here. Small numbers, for some reason, I like them. So I have -1 equals -5/2 is my slope. My x is 2, and I'm looking for my beginning point. So I have -1, my 2's cancel out. I'm left with -5 equals b. And to get b by itself, I add 5 on both sides, and b equals 4. So now I have all the information I need to plug in and find y equals -5/2 x plus 4. And that's my final answer. Okay? Hopefully that gives you enough practice problems, and it fills in your notes. So if you have questions, ask a partner or ask Mr. Obermuller, and then when I get back, of course, we'll go over this some more.